Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Tactical Breach Wizards here, where we are starting Act 3 with our 3 critical team members, and also Zan is still here, which I guess is good. Chapel still runs supply trains from Lebolian to Kalan, and they leave from this cargo depot outside Aldo. Now we stake it out till a Chapel train comes in, let them load up, then jump on the back after it leaves the station. Won't it be moving kind of fast? Freight trains take a minute to even reach walking speed. Are you a train nerd? I was a Navy seer. This isn't my first train heist. Wait, is that okay. I'm just going to trust him. But yes, of course, I'm a train nerd. Aw. Look, I didn't buy this needlessly accurate miniature freight train because I thought you guys would need a visual aid. Okay, good, because that did seem patronizing. I mean, I don't know. I like a little visual aid. It helps me a lot to have a diorama. Okay, so what if we have to wait a boringly long time? Well, that's the human cost of this operation. I've got a good audiobook on the role of Mulasan anti-tank monks in World War IV if you want to borrow. Is it about their human stories in the cultural context, or more? No, it's entirely about the craft dynamics of armor penetration. Yeah, I'll just stare at the train station, thanks. I'll take the book. Okay, well, won't they just find us and stop the train? Right, we need control of the train before we go loud. Jen, the cab at the front should be breachable, but not from the ground. Can you draw a breaching glyph on a flyby? Well, it's never come up, but I'm excited to be living the kind of life where I find out. I'm chalking that up as an extremely stressful unknown, but it's still our best bet. Wait, you said this thing's only moving at walking pace? I mean, no problem. Shania only shakes when we get near Mach 1. Okay, later I absolutely need to know why you call your broom Shania. I mean, come on, we know. But now does not feel like the time. Once you get in, you'll politely eject the driver, disable the emergency stop system, and we'll work our way towards you from the back. Yeah, all right, got it. That seems safe enough, I guess. Ultimately, we're going to have to fight a whole train full of Chapel forces, right? Well, sure, but a train is just a series of rooms. And you think we can clear any series of rooms? Well, we're 3 not incompetent wizards who have breached some moderately hostile rooms without dying unrecoverably yet. I think I actually lost confidence from that pep talk. Well, okay, Liv always did these. I don't have the swagger. At least he's aware of it, you know? He's trying. He's trying, Shania, bless him. All right, Jen, we're in position. We cleared a breach. One sec. A loud static blast from the comms. Okay, yep. Emergency brakes disconnected. Go nuts. This guy just has his gun out. What are they doing in there right now? All right, we'll probably go carefully and quietly. Banks is shaking her head vigorously. I feel like they could have just animated that. But thanks. So yeah, what's the deal with these guys? They really love their handguns. All right, finish with everybody at full health. Hit 2 enemies with a single spectral skull. Well, I mean, that seems pretty easy. Knock knock, kids. Okay, so just some Chapel trackers, shoots in the 4C phase, can change target during the turn. Okay. It's interesting that it's called tracking shot. It doesn't seem to need to be. I wonder, is that sealable? No, this door cannot be sealed. Literally called unsealable reinforcement door. Okay, I was trying to figure out if it was going to be necessary for me to false prophet up there. But it doesn't look like it. So with these guys only having 2 health each, I mean, can I just skull bounce them and then have Zan? Well, I guess it's going to require me to get the extra mana too, but let's see if we can make it work. It's a little tricky because of the position of the mana, but I think if I run through here, grab the intel, and then have Zan drop a time boost, I think I can pick them. Well, can I do it without hitting Zan is the new question. Maybe not. Maybe that's not a good position for Zan to have run to. Hold on. Let's reconfigure some things about that turn. I should have breached with her, is the core problem. Yeah, can I rewind? Can we redeploy, like... The thing is, she needs to be the one who knocks on the door. Okay. Because then she can just run to here. Well, I guess in the end it doesn't end up mattering very much, does it? Alright, clonk those two nerds. Grab intel. Zan spends his 1 mana on you. And you clean it up. And then Zan has an easy enough, just don't let anybody enter the room. Okay. Here's the thing about video games. I did not throw anybody from the train. And I am embarrassed about that, but sometimes confidence comes first. And sometimes when you're playing as Jen, it's all the same thing. 1 car down. Sit tight till we get there. Don't engage alone. Right. Yeah, I know. That would have made a lot of sense, actually. Okay. Everybody's got to reach the green zone. Here's the thing about Jen. It's very easy for Jen to reach a zone. Launch cleaning vessel. Projectile that arcs over cover, dealing minor damage, draining all the victim's mana. Oh, that's annoying. But, like... all it says is that we have to hit the thing. Do I have to defeat the enemies? If I just broom breach myself over to here, is that good enough? Do I win? I mean, I guess we can mess with them a little bit because it's fun. Why wouldn't I? But so like. Well, I don't want to push this guy in any direction other than... I guess, actually, hold on. If I push this thing so it blows up here, it throws people 3 squares. So it'll throw him to here, which will then throw him back. He'll take 1 damage on the bounce, and then end up here in pretty okay shape, actually. But I don't think it matters a ton. I'm just messing around, basically. Yeah, and then I got like a couple of Gale grenades. I don't think I had to knock everybody out, but I did knock everybody out. Why not? And when I say knock out, I mean I did blow that one guy up pretty bad. He's almost certainly dead. Ooh, okay, reactive is interesting. They don't retaliate when attacked themselves. They have 1 armor, their attack has 1 knockback. That's colorful. And your position is such that it would be a little bit awkward to knock you out of the train. Okay, how do we want to handle that? Obviously, we can do an awful lot of damage with a Transference Resurrect. That's probably going to be the thing, right? It's like False Prophet up here to give the enemy something to shoot at. I thought... yeah, fires Seer's main attack at a nearby target before expiring. I thought that was going to happen like at the end of the foresee phase, not immediately. I was trying to set him up so that we could do the what do you call it, the supporting fire thing, get as much damage onto Chapel Shepherd Marble here as possible. But that worked out a little bit weird. All right, well, the way I'm standing, I'm assuming the 1 push... oh no, the push will actually, like... That doesn't read as a knock into the diagonal direction. That reads as an actual push. Okay. I mean, I could move up. Oh, that's not a waist high cover. That's a wall. Hold on. So I probably don't want a false prophet, knowing that that's how it works. I have to say I'm a little surprised. And this is going to produce 3 damage. Actually, we probably just need to do this and then the resurrect, right? And that'll be sufficient. So I think I do the false prophet thing anyway, because we want to spend the mana, right? Yeah, full health and 1 mana. So yeah, actually I think this was fine. Alright, thanks. Protects friend. Nope, that's the wrong. How do mouse buttons work? And then we do a little bit of that. Okay. It did not resurrect him with 1 mana. That's fine. We can go get a mana if we think that that's the best thing to do. And I kind of do. Because I sort of want to do this again. I think we can just push this guy off the train with Zan's attack, right? Yeah. In fact, I didn't even have to like perform an attack. He did it by himself. And then he does not... It says 1 left. Is there a reinforcement? There's a reinforcement that's going to come from here in a turn? That's kind of weird. I mean, we're good. I think we can just hit the... Actually, Banks hasn't moved yet, right? Yeah, I think Banks should move toward the mana book over here. Okay. So we're going to get a new friend next turn. Just a standard chapel tracker. Not really anything to be worried about. Okay. I have to say, it feels like... I didn't even look at their confidence goals there. It feels like maybe I should turn the difficulty up, actually. Maybe I should have done that some time ago. Jen, we've hit a security door. Any chance you could open it from the control room? No, but there's a console 2 cards up train that'll probably do it. Well, that's not much use to us from the other side. Well, then it's all down to your cool witch friend who's bad at waiting and already went to there. Alright, yeah, hold on. This is adjustable. Yeah, change difficulty. Alright, so what happens if we go on hard? Enemy reinforcements arrive sooner. There's more of them. Their damage is increased. We start with 0 mana and you don't get any mana from objectives. That's going to be interesting. Let's try it. Yeah, restart this encounter. Okay, yeah, starting with no mana so that you have to put some effort in to get a chain bolt off is definitely going to make things far more difficult. That is an immediate win in my book here. So this is tall enough to completely block line of sight. If I move to here and I static blast this guy, he is going off the train. That does not seem like a bad start. Defenestrate 2 hostiles in 1 turn. How am I going to get 2 in 1? Well, I mean, I guess I have Gale Grenades, don't I? Alright. Oh, I moved to a position where that guy had vision of me. I mean, that's probably fine. Oh, hey, that reads as an attack. Okay, let me think about this a little bit more carefully then. Actually, I can take a shot from that, and then I can just send you home. That'll make my life easier. And then we move to like a position where I have cover from these enemies. I guess I don't need cover initially. Will I regret? Let's actually end the turn here so that I can broom breach. Will I regret having used both of my grenades already? Yeah, probably. I bet I will. But getting rid of that support targeting guy, I think is really important. It seems like a dangerous fellow. Okay. Jen must remain conscious and reach the green zone. This seems pretty doable to me. I think if I broom breach over to here. I can just walk to the green zone. And then maybe before I go walking, I don't have vision to you because that's a proper wall. Is there a better way I could do this? I can just stun us both, right? I think that's probably okay. I'm in the green zone and I'm conscious. I'm just stunned. Yeah, that counts. Good enough. Efficient, clean, pretty quick. It's like, it was fast adjacent. If you're in the next car anyway, Jen, we actually could use a hand in here. Ignore him. We're fine. There in a sec. Save me a time boost. Will Zan have a confidence reward to give Jen that time boost? Nope. Okay, so Jen's got to throw people out windows. Pretty easy to do. Use Death's Door to eliminate somebody. Also pretty easy to do. Actually, like, the biggest danger with Death's Door is going to be that it's so easy to knock people out of the train through the natural windows. So here we have a Chapel Riot Priest. Brutal Armored Religious Police. So he has charges, he has a gas mask on, he has armor and a point of stability. He's just like, he is the whole goddamn thing, huh? And there are 2 points of mana in this room. Alright. Alright. Let's figure this out. So it costs mana to false prophet. We're gonna test something here. A little bit of foresight. If I run to this location and false prophet here, will the false prophet shoot Ortega or Darlin? Because if it shoots Ortega, I think that puts us in very good position. Oh, I was assuming that the explosion would it would knock you back into the explosive, but it didn't. Huh. Were I to throw the sedative first, that might actually have been lethal. But it doesn't provide us... Well, I mean, this guy is 3-shot burst, right? Yeah, hold on. Before casting that, what if Banks throws the sedative up here? Just a whole lot of you can enjoy that. Interesting. Banks takes damage because this reads as attacking Ortega's allies. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think I still like this. Like, let's just go ahead and put you away now. In part because it means that I can freely do stuff like this. Banks hasn't moved yet, so cover is still on the table. This guy is distracted and charging someone who is not real. Am I allowed to use transference? Like... Not leaving Jen a lot of people to defenestrate. Oh, this guy's gonna. Oh no. Okay, yeah, the riot cop goes first. That's just good video games right there. That's a delight. Okay. So, out of curiosity. Okay, yeah, he is targeting banks, not the location. We can work with this. We can make this work. So Jen's got one of the easiest defenestrations the world has ever seen over here. The question is, can we make another one occur somewhere? This guy's pretty vulnerable to pushback. But we have the complicated problem. Oh no, that's right. He didn't get he had a gas mask on. Shoot. Well then, I mean, we still have sedative cocktails. We can make it work eventually. That, in fact, might be the play for the turn. Is, man, how am I going to do 2 damage to him to get him vulnerable to the cocktail? Is this... I thought this was like a wall here. It's like a piece of half cover. Is this gonna do damage to him? So, okay, yeah. I'm doing 1. It is legitimately difficult to get a second point of damage on this guy to clear his gas mask so that we can sedative, so that we can get all the other stuff done. But I could use the false prophet, since we had Zan pick up the mana anyway. I used my transference, and I feel good about how I used it. I think that's okay. Alright, I'm going to have Zan do this. Right, sorry. What am I thinking? Like I was like, we'll stack the damage up and that'll make it work. But that does not, in fact, make it work due to the fact that this guy has armor. If we use our mana instead on a time boost on Jen, Jen can double static blast him to get him into the place where he is actually vulnerable to the sedative. This might work. Let's play around with this idea a little bit. All right, so we bounce him off the wall. Good shooting there, Zan. Time boost for Jen. Okay. So now he's vulnerable to the sedative cocktail. Zan runs around to here where he will have cover. Pushes the guy to there. Banks throws up a death's door on the wall behind him before moving herself to a position where she will have some cover. I don't know that it matters terribly where. Let me reverse this a little bit. I want to take... Yeah, I just need the attack to occur in such a way that he's going to have... There we go. Because I want to put Zan in a position where predictive bolt's actually going to be useful, you know? Although I am going to move Zan again with the Gale Grenades, so it kind of doesn't matter. For the moment, at least. Alright, let's Death's Door you here. Run Banks around to, like... I can't really put Banks in a position where she will benefit from the Gale Grenade. Honestly, her move might be to go here. Oh, right, this dude with the... this dude with his thing is going to hit her, no matter what we do. Because I'm thinking, like, what I'm thinking at this point is we can Gale Grenade here, wipe that dude out. Gale Grenade here and wipe that dude out. And I think those are both really, really strong. But unfortunately, that leaves me no way to deal with this guy. So I think what we end up doing instead... we gotta put the Death's Door behind here. Yeah, because that guy has to get dealt with. Jen... can't throw a Gale Grenade directly on top of herself, it looks like. Okay. Banks has to move before I throw the grenade, because otherwise she will take damage. If she moves to here, is she out of dash range? No. She's not being targeted in that position because of the fact that that dude has a closer target. If I move her all the way out to here, it's harder to test. We can give Zan this move. Gale Grenade here. That refreshes Zan's movement. Zan can get to... Zan cannot get to a place where he's not going to get charged. How much damage do you deal? 5. Criminy. Alright, we don't really have a lot of tools here. I guess the deal is we use both the Death's Doors this turn. This guy just lives. It's fine. Jen has yet to move. So we throw you in the corner, throw you in the hole. Jen just moves to cover. I really wanted to take this guy out too, so that we could focus all of our attention in one direction, but yeah, I mean, also there is that. He is going to shoot Zan for lethal if we don't do something about him, which is fixable, but then I can't also do the other thing. And actually, if Zan takes cover, yeah, okay, I have to rewind to Banks's move. I do think Death's Dooring this guy right now is important. I think Zan moves all the way to like here. Does that give him, with the refreshed move? No. Well, maybe. Nope, he doesn't lose that guy's line of sight, unfortunately. I was thinking if we could get him anywhere near the wall, you know, that would do it. What if I throw it at an angle? Like if the Gale Grenade comes off here. Nope, it won't. It won't put that guy in the black hole unless we hit him dead on. That's frustrating. And we don't have any more actions left. Yeah, okay, we just don't get the predictive bolt is all. It's a little bit of a shame. Banks gets to move to like here and take cover. Jen dumps that dude, runs to a cover position herself, and then Zan just has to unfortunately hide. Yeah, the only squares where I lose this guy are so far up there. I guess I'm gonna hide like here-ish. All right, we got some important stuff done there, and obviously, like this guy is still absolutely forfeit. It's completely trivial. Okay. It took a minute to find a route there, but I think that's pretty decent. 6 defenestrations feels like we are playing the game the way it is intended to be played. Everybody's dead, but they're dead off screen, and that makes it not our problem. All right, let's see if we can't resolve this issue here. Somewhere in Kalan, more central than we expected. I mean, that's not that central. You know, we focused a lot on how to get on that train, maybe not enough on where we'd get off. Yeah, I was kind of banking on an out-of-town supply depot. Let's focus on achieving the out-of-town part fairly immediately. Yeah, that seems like it would be a good idea. Finish by the end of turn 2, 3 enemies with a single spectral skull. I mean, honestly, that doesn't seem bad at all. That seems very doable. So, all these guys only have 3 HP. If I run up to here and drop the sedative cocktail like that. Oh, right. They both take actions. So I can do this, right? And then we just... Am I allowed to pick up the mana from this space? I'm not. I want a time boost and have her throw the skull through, right? But... And I want to be in position to do the predictive bolt. So I guess actually she needs to stand in a different position because Zan needs to be here. So that we can predictive bolt like that. So it probably doesn't matter too much where she is. We just have to make sure we get a good bounce from it. Am I allowed to shoot the skull in a way that... Oh, the skull... Right. The skull requires mana. That's a critically important part of the whole thing. So she does not, in fact, get to do everything all at once. That's some not this difficulty style thinking that I'm applying there. So Zan can make it up to here. Which means Banks could stand here and deliver... Ugh, okay. So we're not doing that this turn, basically. We'll take the mana and we'll hold on to it for later. Sedative cocktail hitting these two, I think, is still pretty good. And then, like, Zan moves to here. The 3-bolt burst puts this guy in a position where he can get finished off. I think Zan is... Oh, no, okay. Zan is in cover from Parabola. So yeah, we can do this, just bounce this guy against the wall, and then have Jen run out to, like, here, static blast him for the victory, or actually even Gale Grenade. Gale Grenade's pretty good. And then that way I can static blast this guy into the pool, or, sorry, off of the world, which allows Zan to be in predictive bolt mode, and maybe we just don't get Jen's confidence goal. And that seems like maybe where we're headed. Okay, This doesn't seem too bad. We run all the way up here. Gale grenade. It's a little silly. Yeah, easy. We'll just lock them all in and keep running. Never stop running. And we got some confidence. I don't know if those really should count as defenestrations. Fuck. I don't know if we can take 4 of those things. I had no idea Chapel Street presence was this heavy. Feels like we walked into the tail end of a clash. Yeah, it does kind of feel like we're always showing up to a thing that is currently ongoing. Oh, and there's another shield coming through the door. Okay, I could lock the door this turn, probably. Doll. Have Doll deal a total of 10 knockback. Hey now, I reckon something's about to occur. I've played a video game or two in my day, you know, and I'm just saying, it feels to me like we are perhaps going to hit some Davin Felth action here. So that being the case, without us really knowing ahead of time what's up, Banks wants to hit 5 enemies with a single spectral skull, which probably is the kind of thing that needs to happen this turn. And then defenestrate, we're probably looking at like Death's Door and the sewers. Some of that classic who turned out all the lights action. If you pick up this intel now, can we do 5 this turn? Actually, from the position I'm in here, no is the answer to that question. What if you go this way? Because the thing is, I do feel like she's the one who benefits from the confidence most. If you could say that anyone benefits from it, it is kind of, you know, a silly little extra bonus thing. Since I'm not going to deal very meaningful damage to one of these guys, I wonder if, you know, I could set up somebody else to grab the mana. Probably, it's probably like chain push, right? And then do a transference from Jen to one of the shield guys. And therefore like double tap him with this and actually clear his gas mask. I think that's probably worth doing. Yeah, let's try to figure this out. So if we have Zan, I'm trying to figure out what the logic on the defenestrations looks like. Maybe this isn't that turn. Because if we have Zan move somebody and we do this spectral skull thing, like both of the easy to push enemies, or at least one of the easy to push enemies, is going to die. It'll be fine. We're gonna figure it out. So gain intel. I may have to use a Gale grenade to reposition somebody, but we want to make the skull thing happen first. So transference. We are protecting Jen. We are letting Quintana take the double. Then we spectral skull like this. All right. So Quintana is now vulnerable to the gas. You know, I don't need to do this thing for Jen. Jen has more confidence than she's ever going to use. Maybe we just don't bother. So if we're not bothering with that, I mean, I can do this, right? Oh, it didn't come back for a third attack. I was trying to hit Cuba again after he hit the wall, or after he pushed back, so that he would hit the wall. But it looks like that's not actually in the cards. Is it valuable to push most of the others? I guess this guy will take a damage. Oh, rewind. Hold on. I had the wrong thing targeted, that's why. So yeah, you'll take a damage. If I do this from this angle, cleanser goes into the wall instead of off of the level, but I think that's probably okay. This guy will still only take one push, which is a shame. Alright, now Zan can take a position where he can actually push this dude into that guy, and we can get a lot of these gas masks off. You can just take cover. And then this angle looks pretty alright. Oh, right, except I can't. Except I can't push people, because that's not how the game works. Alright, well, what Zan can do is just drop Chapel Tracker Cuba. You know, honestly, I don't feel too bad about that as a turn. But if that's the deal, if it's just like all you're doing is tapping one guy, is this the position from which we want a predictive bolt? Obviously, it's a shame that I can't do it in these two columns, where it would most make sense. You know what? Hold on. We actually can re-bolt burst, and then set a predictive bolt right here. There's nobody in this column to start with. Then we do Jen's chain bolt. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. We put some damage on that guy. That's how we handle that. And then we just wait. None of them can reach us right now. I think we're good. Get inside. I've got this. I need to... That's not a voice. What is that? Appreciated, but we don't really have an inside yet. Well, then get out of the curfew zone. We'll find it. We'll find it. It's in there somewhere. Okay, but we're going to help you first. Sorry. Okay, Dal Sabin, the rebel riot priest. You've all heard of her. A resistance icon using the armor of her chapel oppressors against them. She might be the only thing that hits harder than they do. Alright, what are we talking about here in actual execution? Does one knockback per tile charged, pushing the unit that many squares. Okay, so a contact damage plus some amount of knockback charges in a straight line. The sensor slam does 3 damage, 3 raw damage. That's pretty good. Swap locations with any person you can see for 1 mana. And you can throw a low barricade that blocks movement, can be used as cover, and does extra damage to things that are knocked into it. And it can be reacquired. So the first thing that strikes me is obviously we have a place where a sedative is actually pretty good. Do we want to try to turn this into a place where a sedative is even better? Because, like, Jen could run to here, throw down this static blast, and then... Oh, it's going to be really hard to get your gas mask all the way off, isn't it? Alright, so you have to be adjacent for sensor slam. If I run to here, it's only going to give me a 2-space knockback. I was wondering if I could just like knock this guy back into that guy enough times to break his mask, but I think we're just going to have to settle for only getting these two. I do not think it's bad. I'm gonna go ahead and accept that. All right, I forgot about Zan. It's a shame that didn't do a point of damage, actually, since this guy's lost his stability. A point of pushback damage into the Riot Priest would have been handy. So if I run you to here and I double tap you now, you'll go down. but it doesn't read as knockback damage. That's really weird. Because the thing that's happening is he's getting pushed into this guy, so you would think there would be... Yeah, you would think there would be damage there. Alright. Can't really set up a super compelling charge. Alright, we can get you in a position to avoid damage if we want. Okay, if I run up here to fight, I am attracting one extra charge, which is probably a bad plan. So any one of us can trivially get rid of this dude, right? I think that's probably going to be Zan's move for the turn. Yeah, that's Zan's action, and then we can, you know, move and predictive bolt in a minute here when we have a better idea of what we're doing with all that. So a Gale Grenade here obviously is instantly lethal. Oops, I didn't mean to actually throw it. I don't know that I want to do that. It's a shame we couldn't figure out a way to clear the gas mask, because a point of unsteady would be really helpful. So it's very easy for Dahl to remain safe. The question is, how do we have Dahl do something else that is actually valuable? These guys deal 5 damage with their attacks, which means even though Dahl has a point of armor, he would not survive to getting hit even one single time. So we do have to be pretty cautious. I guess, okay, so if we dump this dude, then Dahl running to here and sensor slamming this guy. Well, I was gonna say then we could Gale Grenade and do the thing, but him losing his gas mask isn't what enables me to push him. It's the sedative afterward, and we had to use the sedative there first in order to get the kill on the other. Well, maybe not. Hold on. I'm going to rewind the whole turn. Because Jen's Static Blast will do this right now. He only needs a single push. Then we go like, Dahl runs to here. Sorry. Don't... Yeah. Dahl runs to here. Sensor slams this guy, clearing his gas mask. We throw... Does this only affect enemies? Everyone in a 1-tile radius. I mean, it's kind of pretty good, right? It's hard to not do it. If I throw a Gale Grenade here after the sedative, it's going to shove that guy in the hole, and it's going to refresh Dahl's movement. And that is how we do it in theory. This guy's not vulnerable to the cocktail until Dahl moves in. Maybe it's okay. Maybe we don't need to do it on this guy. Yeah, maybe. A Gale Grenade here. Does that. It refreshes Dahl's move even though it doesn't push him. We can get all the way out to safety. Which is probably wise. And then this gives Dahl run-up room for later, right? Can't get out of charge range, and he has enough health that he will survive Predictive Bolt through the charge. So I think I do this, and then we just throw down Predictive Bolt in this column, this row, because now obviously Dahl is blocking the other approach. So we just stop the reinforcement. All right, don't have a lot of gas masks left. We're getting good distance on those. Unfortunately, the way they position themselves, it's really hard to get good charges into them here. It's much easier to charge them apart than it is to charge them together. Am I allowed to Death's Door? No, it has to be an actual, like, wall. Is Jen in position to just kill this guy? She is, and that's pretty hard to that's pretty hard to pass up, actually. Okay. If we're going to do some running, everybody has to run. But I think we have enough starting distance away from them that can occur. I think that could work. If I move Dahl to here and just do a sensor slam instead, I think there's a question of, like, could we just do enough damage to this guy? Not really. I used my transference already. That's right. Because obviously a transference resurrection here would be pretty all right. I guess I don't have the mana for the resurrection either. There's a mana up there, and I think we should probably figure out how to approach it. Yeah, I just need a little bit of damage on Schneid here. All right, let me run Jen all the way up here. I'm gonna try something. Dahl sensor slams this guy. All right, now, does it make any sense for me? So I'm going to use my other Gale Grenade right here to push Jen forward. Oh, that's interesting. She can use the holes. I wouldn't have thought that. She can use the holes for Broom Breach. Yeah, probably worth doing. Because I want her to get over here and seal this. I do not want another Riot Priest. Well, okay, let's do the gas grenades. The question is before we do this, before we Gale Grenade, is it worth sedating this guy? I think the answer is going to be yes. Let's have Banks throw out the sedative cocktail. Only hitting the enemies, please. And then, yeah, retreat to a position where you are no longer at threat of charge. Although I guess I don't know for sure that is such a position, because, like, if I do this, we throw the Gale Grenade, and then Dahl, like, backs up, like, way up, and then Jen Room breaches up to here, hoping that'll let her. Yes, that does get her this move. Okay, Banks is still legitimately safe. That was my biggest concern, was are we getting Jen to a place where she's not getting charged? Okay, so yeah, seal the door, And then... this is my guess. Nope, ran around in a sort of a cowardly direction. Alright, well, with this enemy now being double unsteady, this charge does +1 knockback, so it should do 2 points of knockback, right? -1 for his stability, +1 for his unsteady. Yeah. Easy. And then Banks cocktails this guy, because why wouldn't you? And that's putting us in, I think, a pretty okay position for dealing with him. He's still not actually going to go down. I can static blast him and at least get 1 point of push damage. He's going to take 1 point of damage from the sedation, even if he gets predictive bolted. Well, actually, if I push him against this wall, now the sedation plus the predictive bolt should be lethal, right? If I move to, say... where would it... here we go. If I move to, like, here... nope. Did I read that wrong? Yes, it says end of the 4C phase, not beginning. Okay, so we just have Zan, yeah, stand somewhere where he's not going to catch any damage. And I have, unfortunately, totally left Dahl hanging as far as confidence. Okay, now this is actually good. Just had to let the toxins work a little bit. You know, I'll give Banks one thing. She is a professional. Her shit works consistently. We got to pick up some confidence for Dahl. I'm excited to have more. Jeez, 21 left. Okay. All right. 3 reinforcement doors. So there's only 3 enemies on the table now. A pair of chapel shepherds is definitely interesting. Obviously, Dahl can weather their shots pretty easily. Deal 5 slam damage with 1 charge. Well, it's like right here, right? If I step back and then I charge, this guy does 4 damage. So we could just weather a 4 damage attack, but also probably he dies. If I step back to here and then I charge, this is lethal, right? Because it's gonna... yeah, it's gonna send you all the way to hell. And for some reason, that does not deal any damage. I don't get credit for the damage if they die from the knockback. Or if they die because I put them in a hole. That's weird. So they want me to hit somebody into an object that hard. Like into a... charge somebody who's up against a wall or something. That is doable this turn. Have to figure out exactly how we want to approach that. So one thing we can do, like I can have Jen knock Rotanev over to here, right? We could use transference on Jen. Like protect Jen and target this guy. Plus some decent positioning to make it so this guy dies from the counterattack, which is probably worthwhile. It's very frustrating that Zan can't quite get to this thing. I'm gonna probably use a Gale grenade to solve that. Wondering where else we can potentially pull something off like that. Obviously, it's going to take a minute to close this one, but Jen can use a broom breach up to here to hit that, and then that in the next turn, probably. So this is a cleanser. This is a cleanser. That's a riot priest. Although I guess a riot priest is a little bit less scary with the all around. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So if we go, what? Hold on. We picked up a weird perk with if the protectee is an enemy or the victim is an ally, your use is refunded. Okay. That's probably not going to be what happens here. So we have Jen run to like here, a position from which she can... What I want to do is make sure that the angle that I get her shot from is going to cause damage to this guy. So actually, it's probably like here, because we want her to get shot mostly sideways. Maybe even... Well, no. Sorry, I don't want her to be in this column, though. She will be in the way if she is in that column. If she's here, or maybe even here... She static blasts. No, wait, this is... Yeah, this is really tricky, because, right, we want Jen to static blast such that the Chapel Shepherd ends up here. This guy shoots her in a direction that, when transferred, is going to deal 2 damage and a 1 damage push to Lagrange. So Jen's options are limited to places where that push will work. If we do this here, Lagrange gets pushed this way and doesn't die. But I guess there's no way to do this. Yeah, there's no way to do this. All right, I mean, I can just let Jen get shot. It's not the end of the world. It would have been very fun to get so many problems solved with one attack, but it's, I think, just off. It's a little unrealistic. All right, so Jen needs to just push you a little bit. Is this a good position? Yeah, this will get me what I need. And then she's going to take 2 damage. Is there anything I can do about that? It's very difficult to avoid this damage. All right, I'm gonna have Zane get out of the way. I'll move to there. The right block doesn't... It's a low barricade, so it's not gonna block line of sight, I don't think. Does the transference eat? Yes, it's just the next instance of damage. I mean, it doing some damage is probably good enough. Like, let's protect you and just deal it right back to the Chapel Shepherd. So the Chapel Shepherd's going to hit the wall. If I do my sedative cocktail, like here... Right, that's no good. Don't do that, because it is going to trigger them both to shoot you. Maybe Jen Jen just takes this for the moment. All right, so that provokes the counterattack. Wait. Hold on, I need to go back. What happened? I forgot that Zan was going to provide counterfire. So we do this. Chapel Shepherd ends up where we thought. Zan also shoots. Then this guy attacks and hits himself, and Rotanev sees Rabas hitting Rabas and punishes Rabas for hitting one of Rotanev's allies, is what happened. I had not predicted that that was how that was going to go. There you go. There's 5 slam damage. And then, yeah, we'll take 1. 1 is fine. Dahl is probably not doing anything. Also, Dahl has a point of mana. Where did your mana come from? I'm not sure. Okay, Banks has really not done anything yet. Neither really has Zan. Hold on. We're gonna take advantage of some shenanigans here. Zan's move is to here, where he predictive bolts this aisle. Now that we understand how this is going to work out. Is the transference up yet? No, the transference is not up. Protecting you, targeting you. That's pretty funny. And then Dahl moves over here. We get our charge. And this time Dahl does not receive mana. Okay. That means we can now actually fight this dude. A little bit, at least. And then Banks can go... So if we run Banks to here, then a Gale Grenade in this position should allow us to close 2 reinforcement doors right now, right? Sorry, I'm just realizing we didn't use her action yet. So she should definitely sedate that guy before Zan does his thing. Okay. Now, this Gale Grenade. Banks seals this door. Dahl seals that door. And then... Unfortunately, that leaves... The only thing I've left alive is the enemy that I don't want to have to deal with. But I don't think anybody's going to be able to get that far in one move. I think this is a thing where we're going to have to accept a... We're going to have to accept a move, then Gale Grenade, then move thing. So let's save the other one. Jen wants to finish by the end of the next turn. I'm hoping that's going to be feasible. Okay. Interesting stuff. So Jen... We can use Jen to Broom Breach. Out of curiosity, like if I do a Broom Breach to here, throw a Gale Grenade like this, this does allow me to seal the other door. Then it's just a matter of dealing with Quintana, which seems very doable. It's so weird that you select the space to charge to and not the enemy that you're charging. But okay, there we go. First point of confidence earned for Dahl, and she deserves it. Alright. It was technically all one street, but we survived. That counts. There's a resistance. Yeah, that's okay. Sure. I kind of assumed Doll was like a lone wolf. Seems like she's a good enough fighter to have survived as a lone wolf, but I guess there's like a whole resistance going on. That's a lot of distance. Okay, yeah, there's like a couple other people here. Right. Who the fuck are you and where did you get your death wish? Hey, I'm Jen. This is Zan and that's Banks. We're tracking a team of black ops wizards who are burning mana reserves, possibly to start a war. Well, you're not Chapel. That's a good start. Why so sure? Probably because she saw us fighting those Chapel dudes? They'd lock you up for the outfits you're wearing. They're not above spies, but foreigners casting spells in the streets disproves what they say is biologically possible. Forget legal. Oh, they say only Kalanis can cast? Only the Chapel anointed. Used to claim magic was a foreign lie, till they figured out how to control people with it. Now they invented it by attuning with the Pantheon. Either way, if people don't believe they have power, they never push hard enough to find out. Well, that's fucked up. That's the tip of a fucked up iceberg, stretching down decades. So, any other biologically impossible foreigners shown up recently? No word, but I'm not intel. If you're here to stop a war, you came at the right time. The Chapel are about to invade Medil. Well, they've been threatening that for years, though, right? No, it's happening. Announcing in Friday's sermon. Oh, shit. The first chaplain's going to declare war on the heretics, and the resistance is going to lose a decade of blood-bought progress. Wait, how does it hurt the resistance? Kalani solidarity. That's why they're doing it. We're finally starting to expose them. This is their nuclear-scale distraction. The crusty old nationalists will crow for everyone to come together for the war effort. The moderates will say it's not the time to focus on our differences, because moderates love to help nationalists. And every twisted bone we've exposed of the Chapel's true nature will slide back under the comfortable fad of national unity. Graphic. Well, I've had to explain it a lot. Jen glances at Zan, and he nods. Look, I don't know if your war is the same as ours yet, or if they're even connected. But if you've got a plan to stop it, you're one up on us. I have 25 years of special forces experience. Jen's the best investigator I know, and Banks can raise the dead. How can we help? Glad you asked. This is good. You find yourself flushed into a situation you don't understand. Just ask somebody else which direction you need to be pointed in. Okay, so Zan has earned himself another point here. I think that it is worth considering now, since we, with the difference in mana availability, it is worth considering some things in a different light. If we get Predictive Bolt to fire on Zan's turn, we gain a point of mana. I actually think that's very compelling. And Doll, what do you have? If you traveled at least 3 tiles, inflict +3 knockback. That's impressive. So, like, at 3 tiles, you're getting all of it. All of the knockback. As much as you could ever want, really. Once per turn, if charge hits a target, your action is refunded. That's very powerful. You can optionally pass through targets to charge others behind them. It's pretty solid. Bring Sensor Slam up to 5 damage. Also seems like a big deal. If you swap a teammate, the mana cost is refunded. Does not apply to other allies. So I guess if there's an allied character who isn't part of the team. We haven't seen a lot of that. If enemies are targeting you when you swap, they'll shoot the person you swap with immediately. That's awesome. You can also swap with any movable objects, such as barrels or your riot block. I have to be honest with you. Doll is not my top priority for getting mana, so I'm a little reluctant to take a swap upgrade. Once per turn, the riot block returns to you when destroyed. Ooh, you can make the riot wall tall enough to be real cover. Being able to throw a space of real cover into the battle is definitely compelling. I'm thinking it's one of the charge upgrades or it's wall mode. In small spaces, a 3-tile charge is already, like, in the kinds of spaces where you really need even more knockback, I think it's going to be hard to make 3 tiles of charge in the first place. Rampage giving us an extra charge per turn, or like a charge against somebody who's against a wall followed by a sensor slam or something like that. I think that's probably the way to go. And have we earned any new interesting stuff? Urban Arcanist. Okay, I was thinking this was going to be more like a John Constantine, Harry Dresden kind of vibe. That's not exactly what he's going for. We'll probably skip that one. Frontier Medicine. Wiztac. Her Wiztac outfit's good. That's a pretty strong one. It does reduce the number of skulls she's wearing, though, and I don't know if I can get down with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, teenage goth club Banks is probably where we're headed. That seems like a winner. Although this is very charming. That's also good. We might be headed to med school. I don't think that she would like to dress like this anymore, but too bad. All right, so we're gonna move on, but that seems like next time work because I didn't realize that we were 80 minutes into the episode already. I'm having a blast with this. It is very easy to get sucked into it and just keep going. So we're gonna, in defiance of that, we're gonna call it here for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are apparently heading in with even more hands on deck, and I feel like we were very powerful before. I guess the time where you gain a new party member is a good time to turn up the difficulty. Hopefully the two things will offset each other to some degree. So come back to find out if that's the case, and we'll see you then.